Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to be discussing the rosacea skin condition. It is not a skin type, it's actually a condition just like acne is. So there's a lot to cover. I'm just gonna kind of jump right into it. If you see me looking down, it's because I have it kind of written out, so I want to make sure I stay on track. Okay, now rosacea is a chronic skin condition primarily on the cheeks and the nose and on the chin. It is characterized by redness and dilation of blood vessels. And in severe cases, the formation of papules and pustules, which they're not really, they don't really understand why, or the cause is unknown, but it's probably due to either bacteria under the skin, mites, which are parasitic microorganisms, or fungus. All right, also vascular dilation and or vasodilation of the blood makes it worse. All right, now rosacea usually does not appear before the age of 35, so usually between 35 and 65, that's when you would develop this condition. So if you've never had acne ever in your adolescence and you're between this age bracket and all of a sudden you're starting to see more redness diffuse throughout the face, or at least in the areas where I mentioned, which are the chin, the nose, and the nose, the cheeks, and the chin, and sometimes on the forehead, and you have this sort of inflammation going on, and at the same time you see some what you might think is acne, that's not acne. That's most likely rosacea. All right, and it's in a severe stage. Once you have the papules and the pustules, that is what is considered to be severe rosacea. All right, so definitely don't confuse that with adult acne, because adult acne, yes, you will see redness, but usually, let's say you have I have a breakout on my chin, a few different pimples on my chin, there's gonna be some redness because it is kind of swollen in that area. There's inflammation going on, so there's gonna be some redness and there's gonna be some congestion, but it'll most likely be surrounding those breakouts. It's not gonna be like diffuse throughout my chin and on the areas where it's usually apparent. All right, so definitely you don't want to squeeze those what you might think are pimples, because they are not. That's most likely the mites or the fungus that's in your skin, and if you squeeze those, then what you're going to do is you're going to really spread that bacteria throughout your face, and you're going to make the rosacea worse. Okay, so just don't squeeze that. Okay, with that said, rosacea is more common in females than it is in males. All right, but on males, the redness is gets a lot worse. All right, and the redness is usually more on the nose area. Men usually don't tend to kind of get it throughout the face or on the cheeks or the chin. It's usually more on the nose area if it's mild to moderate. But the thing is that with men, even though you guys don't get it as much, once you guys have it, it does tend to proliferate and become worse. And it's just because you guys don't take care of your skins. You guys don't wash your skins properly. If you wash your face, it's with like a really alkaline based soap, something like Zest, or I don't even know what other soaps are out there. I use like beauty bars, but really stripping soaps. And you don't put any moisturizer on your skin, on your face. If you do, it's probably like body lotion, which is not the same for you're not supposed to use what you use on your body on your face. And you don't use sunscreen. So on you guys, on the men I'm talking to, because I know I have a few that watch me, it does become worse. Whereas we as women tend to take better care of our skins. We make sure we cleanse properly, and we moisturize, and we put on sunscreen. So that's the reason why men, they don't get it. Not that many men get it, but when they do, it just becomes a lot worse because they don't really care for their skins as much as women do. All right, now the skin type or the skin color, obviously that is more common or susceptible to the rosacea condition would be a really fair skin. All right, and it's because well, actually it all revolves around the UV rays of the sun. because the pigmentation is a form of protection, like the pigmentation in your skin, the melanin in your skin is a form of protection. Light skin really lacks that natural form of protection. All right, and the UV rays of the sun if you're constantly exposed to the elements, or you're constantly exposed to the sun, or you're outside constantly and you are not wearing protection on your skin, what's happening is the UV rays of the sun are permeating down into your dermis, and it's usually the UVA rays. The UVA rays are the aging rays, and the UVB rays are the burning rays. Okay, so the UVB affects the epidermis, and the UVA affects the dermis, where the live layers are. That's where your collagen and elastin and hyaluronic acid is being housed. All right, so when you're exposed to the elements or to the sun without any protection, the UVA rays are literally attacking your collagen fibers, and your collagen fibers are a structural support for your blood vessels and your capillaries. All right, so when your collagen is being broken down and weakened by the UVA rays, your blood vessels are no longer supported. All right, so they start to dilate, and when they dilate, they increase blood flow to the surface of the skin, and that's why you get that constant redness. Okay, also lighter skin tends to age faster, again because you don't have that form of protection. All right, because the melanin, what it does, it literally is like a covering for the underlying cells. All right, and it's protecting those underlying cells from the UV rays. All right, so the less melanin you have in your skin, the faster you'll age, the thinner your skin will become, and the more sun damage you get. All right, so it all goes back to sunscreen. Make sure you are wearing your sunscreen. All right, now I'm looking down again because I have some notes that I need to make sure that I stay on track with. Okay, now, so forgive me for that. Also, you need to avoid too much stimulation on your skin. So if you go get a facial, make sure that the massage is not, you know, something very manipulative. Does that even sound right? It's not too stimulating on your skin. All right, so stay away from, you know, overstimulation on your skin, because again, it will stimulate your blood flow, and your blood will flow to the surface of your skin. So it'll just make your blood circulate in ways that you just really don't want it to. Okay. Also avoid drying products. All right, so products that contain alcohol, they are not good for your skin. They are, what it's doing is it's actually compromising the protective barrier on your skin. So it's going to cause it to dry out and dehydrate, which will cause irritation. Irritation leads to inflammation, and inflammation leads to redness. So stay away from alcohol-based products. Okay, what else? Okay, extreme weather. Too cold, too hot will all make rosacea condition worse. So make sure if you are out in the sun, make sure you protect your skin. If you are out in, you know, really in the cold, make sure you wear scarves and scullies and stuff to protect your face. Okay. Also, facial scrubs. Stay away from facial scrubs. They are just very irritating to your skin. All right, it is not just going to overstimulate your skin because you're manipulating your face, but it's also going to irritate your skin because of the particles that are in the scrub. So I'm going to talk about exfoliation in a minute, but as for scrubs, stay away from them. Also, let's see, essential oils, coloring agents, preservatives, and fragrances all affect and may worsen the rosacea condition. So keep an eye out for that. All right, so to be more elaborate on, or to elaborate more on the common factors that triggers rosacea, I've actually found this little survey that was based on about 400 people suffering from rosacea, and these are just factors that will trigger the rosacea outbreak or whatnot. So the first one is the sun. The sun had the highest percentage of 61. Then there's emotional stress, which came at 60%, hot weather 53%, alcohol 45%, spicy foods 43%, exercise 39%, hot baths, 37%, cold weather, 36%, hot drinks, 36%, and skincare products, 24%. Then there are foods that cause flare-ups, all right? So again, I made these out into percentages, and this one was based on about 4,000 rosacea skin sufferers. Okay, so here we go. Red wine came out at 48%. Next to that would be hard liquor at 37%, hot coffee, 35%, chocolate, 33%, hot tea, 30%, beer, 26%, vinegar, 15%, cheese, 14%, marinated meat, 14%, black pepper, 18%, citrus fruit, 27%, tomatoes, 31%, red pepper, 34%, and cayenne pepper at 36%. So these are foods and things that you might want to minimize in your life, or cut off or cut down as much as possible, because your skin will behave a lot more. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention for women that wear makeup, all right, make sure that you are not using products that contain, like foundations or powders that contain the iridescence or shininess to it, because that contains mica, and mica, when it's ground down, it gives the product an iridescence or shine to it. But this ground up mica contains rough edged particles that over time can become lodged into your skin, and once that happens, it causes irritations, breakouts, and milia, which are tiny white sebaceous cysts that just can't be squeezed. Okay, so make sure that the products that you use are all matte finishes. So you know, your powders and foundations, make sure that they're just matte. All right, also invest in stable brushes, because they are far less irritating to your skin than any other applicator. All right, now as far as skincare, make sure your cleansers are milky cleansers. Okay, so stay away from foaming detergent based cleansers. They will strip your skin. They will strip your skin from its lipids and protective barrier. Okay, also make sure that you splash your face with cool water, because cool water is vasoconstricting, so it's going to help to shrink the blood vessels, you know, just enough, and it's going to help to kind of calm and heal, not heal, but calm your skin down, so it won't be as red. Okay, now the product recommendations that I have, they are best suited for people that have mild to moderate rosacea. So if you do have severe rosacea, meaning if you have papules and pustules, these recommendations won't help as much. Okay, so for you guys, definitely seek the advice or the help of a dermatologist, which more often than not will prescribe an either oral antibiotic or a topical antifungal cream. And most of the time they do for like a long-term therapy, they prescribe the antifungal cream, and I believe it's called metronidazole, metronidazole, and it's because more often than not, the oral antibiotic can cause systematic complications or adverse reactions, because it'll weaken your immune system. So definitely make sure that you discuss that with your dermatologist. Okay, so for exfoliation, you cannot use scrubs, obviously, but I found a product that contains mandelic acid, which is derived from bitter almond, and it is like a chemical exfoliant, but because the molecules are larger, they will penetrate a lot slower, and they'll be far less irritating than a glycolic acid. All right, so people with sensitive skins and rosacea skins will benefit from that. All right, so toner, oh, and also it contains malic acid, which is a really good acid for dry, mature skins, and it's going to help to exfoliate to some degree, and that is derived from apples. Toners should contain no alcohols whatsoever, so something that is, you know, is botanical based or rose waters is going to help to heal and calm your skin. Masks should be soothing and calm and toning. Okay, so stay away from clay based masks, because they are not for you. Those are more for like combination to oilier skin types. Gel-based masks work a lot better because they're soothing. So if you're looking for like a gel-based mask, make sure that you do something like that contains ingredients such as azulene, chamomile, aloe,